Welcome back to another episode. Today's word of the day is furnishings. And why furnishings? Well, previous episode I talked about locum tenens, which is this idea of traveling doctors and nurses. And what we're actually doing as a project, making it a family project, is figuring out how to furnish our rental. Now, up until now, probably for the last, I think it's been 12 years, we've never furnished a rental. And the reason for it is because every time we've actually had a renter, they come in, they brought their own things. But we're looking to cater to a slightly different clientele. And in doing this, we actually have to furnish a property. Now, is this process hard? Well, it's different. And I decided to incorporate my kids because I wanted to see how different it really was. So we did a little bit of an experiment today since the kids were off for election day, November 7th. And in doing so, we ran through an exercise where we did some brainstorming of if we were actually going to furnish a property, what would we need in it? And we started off with my daughter first. She got 1 minute to come up with as many different things as she possibly could. Then my son came in second to then add all the things that he could think of that my daughter did not say. And then I was last. And we actually had a pretty interesting list. My daughter came up with 10 things. My son came up with 18 and I had 14. And between the three of us, we were able to come up with a consolidated list of everything that we thought we would need for the property. Now, we're looking at big things you would actually need movers to actually move in, maybe some details here and there. But I think the first thing you ever want to do when you're actually furnishing a property is figuring out what order you actually want to move things in. And usually I think you want to move the big things in first, and then you can do the small things such as the accessories and anything that actually requires configuration. So after we did that, I then broke the kids into teams and I gave them a floor plan. Now on the floor plan, they actually had to determine which pieces of furniture went in which areas. Now, they did have some dimensions and some measurements, but they didn't get quite that far because the next part of the assignment, after they had identified everything that would need to go in each room, is actually determine the dimensions to see if things will actually fit. Now, when I asked them the question, was this hard? Was this difficult? Both my 13-year-old son and my 7-year-old daughter both said no, which warmed my heart because this means I can give them more work. But what it actually told me was that this project is something that I can easily outsource. So why not actually have the kids help me and assist me putting that together? So we're going to see what my son comes up with because that's his new homework assignment, actually outfitting and determining what pieces of furniture are actually going to be used. And I'm going to compare that with the list that I've actually been putting together. So it should be a pretty interesting conversation. But I love incorporating my kids. Why? Because this is business and I love making things part of the family business. It also gives them the skills that they actually need in order to start a business of their own one day or to help join mine. So in any case, the word of the day once more is furnishings. Why furnishings? Well, because sometimes that's a part of the process and it needs to get done. So that's why we're doing it as a family. So I hope you appreciate this episode and I look forward to telling you how it goes. So until next one, bye.